Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the video. And in today's video, I guess we're going to go over what I've been doing and what I do in Discord for the people that are in it, because there is a lot of questions where people want to understand what selling options is. And that's where me and my friend John come into play, me specifically on this YouTube channel, John in the Discord. And if you check out the Clock Out Capital YouTube, we'll be starting to put up YouTube videos there as well. But right now we're going to go over like questions, and I go over a little bit like of a Bollinger Band like chart analysis, even though it's like the simplest chart analysis that we could pretty much get into. But again, before we get into all that, none of this financial advice. And I go over again mindset, because mindset when it comes to selling options is huge. Because everyone, when they think about stocks and they think about like making money, it's always about like as much upside as possible. Am I going to get as much appreciation as possible? And then you start overthinking, and like what I talked about in one of the discords today was that when you start overthinking your plays, you end up losing money or losing out on money, if that makes sense. But let's just jump into my Discord and let's look at this really quick right here. So here it is. Discord's free. Check out the links down below. So the question was literally looked to me right over here. Where is it? Okay, here, right here. Brian Benjie, that's me. I'm thinking about selling the 42 put for 829 for 0.74 premium. So he's looking at HIMS on this for the 42 strike for August 29th, which is like 2 weeks from now, for 74 bucks. And then I said, what's the delta? And it's at the time it was right under a 20 delta. And then we go over this. Okay, so now is where I'm going to ask you question here. I thought you wanted to get in here, because the reason why I say that is like he kept talking about HIMS. Do you think this is a good time? I think it's a good time, being so low from where it's at. And I agreed with him. Like, yeah, I would get in on some plays because I am in some plays. So I asked, why are you so conservative on your delta, being that 0.19? Do you think it's a good time to buy? Do you see an uptrend in the next year or so? So this is how I like to teach as well. After I give you the basics, after I give you like a skill set of understanding how to do cash secured puts and cover calls, then when you start making plays and start asking questions, I don't really necessarily like to answer the questions, because I want you as the trader, the seller, to understand why you're doing things and the reasoning why you don't always have to go textbook with certain things. I want you to answer your own questions, to become more reliant on yourself and on your thought process on how to make money, how to use these cash secured puts, how to use these covered calls. And that's why I asked this question. Do you think this is a good time to buy, or do you see an uptrend in the next year or so? And from what I'm asking that is like, have you actually looked into the stock? Have you looked at the financials? Have you looked at what's down the pipeline for the next year, 2, 3 years from now? And then you go off your decisions off there. And then, of course, you could always look at your indicators, which we will go into in a little bit here. So he goes with the answer of, because I want to get assigned at 42, if ever, and right now it's at 47. Valid, but then I go into it. So I asked him, at 47 right now, you don't think it's a good time to get in? Question mark. Like, because $5 is a big move, but obviously we see $5 moves all the time. And then I'm just trying to like see his mindset on here. Then he just says, I think since it's closer to the lower Bollinger Band, it has room to increase in price. The upper Bollinger Band is 64. Perfect. I like that he's going into things. I like that he's getting his mind churning. And then just to go over, we could look at it right now. Lower Bollinger Band is actually 41.66 now. Upper is 67. So he's correct. We are at the lower. So there's like a few things that I would go into later when we finish this conversation here. So again, I said, so okay, you're so still not necessarily answering what I was questioning or what I was asking. So my question is, did you only want to get in on HIMS at $42? Question mark. And I asked him, you don't like anything from 42 to 46? And then I give him an answer of, if that's the case, you can just do your cash secured put and leave it at is. And he says, then he answered, that's a good range too, getting in anywhere from 42 to 46, right? So I reiterated, would you be okay with buying HIMS from 42 to 46? And he says, sure. So then I asked them, why are you only choosing 42? Because remember, the delta is only 19%. Most likely it won't drop too far at that time, even though HIMS right now is what? It's like 42 and change. It's 45 actually. It's actually 45 right now, which is not terrible. I actually thought it was a lot lower. I think it was 42 earlier in the day. And then, so I ended up going over it. 42 is the safe play. Don't really see it going past it for that time frame. But like I said, selling options is a mindset. Talk about it all the time. So if you have a strong conviction of it moving up, we've talked about this so many times that if it's at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, you could pretty much play a little bit higher delta plays. So it's like, why not go for the higher delta play, the higher premium play, when you have a strong conviction in a stock that you want to own? Remember, that's one of the rules. You want to own the stock long term. So if you want to own this stock long term and you see a high conviction and you're at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands and you see like there's going to be a big, there's chance for a big movement upwards, why not go for the higher delta, the higher premium, and collect a little bit more money? Because remember, if you get assigned, you're cool with having this stock in your portfolio. So why not get that higher premium? And then, of course, if you get assigned, start cover calls. Super simple, right? Super simple. And that's what I wanted to get into, is that it's all mindset at a certain point. Because if you are making a certain amount of money, if you have the money to cover, what necessarily is stopping you? Is it the risk of, dang, I'm getting assigned at 42 and it dropped to 40? That's another mindset that has to go out the window, because remember, you should only be doing the wheel strategy with stocks you want to own in your portfolio. If you want to own it, if you see yourself owning it in the long term, those are the stocks you want to play with. So play with those, make your money, continually make consistent income, and just keep the money coming in. So this is what I wanted to get into. Like, obviously, seeing at the bottom of a Bollinger Band, that's a potential that maybe you should actually do some leaps as well. Like, there's potential for a great upside where you don't cap your appreciation, right? You don't cap your upside. But of course, if you're just getting into like selling options and all that, cash secured put, solid, but also why not go with a higher delta when you're at a certain point on the Bollinger Bands and on your indicators. And if you have a strong conviction in the stock, if you've been following it, and if it's one of those stocks that you honestly believe that is going to do really great, why not go for that higher premium, that higher delta, and reap the rewards? Obviously, there is risk there, but you have to also remember, at least there's a way out with covered calls. So this is what I wanted to get into. More mindset stuff. This is classic, like, new questions, which I love because I love teaching this. Love it because I want to get those brains churning on why I personally do plays, why I do certain things the way I do. And then as you follow the way I do things, you could branch out into whatever strategy you like to do, or whatever makes you feel comfortable with your trades. And that's the beauty of this. Like, you don't have to consistently follow me or John or anyone else that is in that Discord, but you could start making your own way of selling options, your own way of trading off the ways we teach you. And who knows, you might become more successful than us. You might be making way more than us. And that's what we actually want to see here. And guys, I'm making 5 figures a month selling options. So, well, for the last few months. So it's like, it works. 4 figures is good too. Like, it just matters how big your portfolios are. But living proof right here. John does it as well. And I've taught so many people that are actually doing better than me in certain in this now. So there's a lot of growth, and it's a strategy that everyone should learn how to do. It doesn't have to be with your whole portfolio. It can be like half of it, a quarter of it. You just need to know it because it is a great way to bring more income to your portfolio and just to grow it. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you like these type of videos. Check out the links down below. Check out the free Discord, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. And also, I'm working with a few developers, like software developers, that are going to make an app to bring out premiums, deltas, the Greeks, everything all in one place. So you don't have to flip through a million option chains on like your trading app. You can kind of see it, and then you could just go to your trading app and just play the plays, because I know that's like something that hinders me, going in and out of different apps to see what I want to see. So there's something in the pipeline that's coming up. So check that out when it comes out, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.